Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are live. How is everybody doing? My name, if you're unfamiliar, you probably aren't unfamiliar. If you're watching this now, you've either seen it on my YouTube because you're a subscriber, or you've seen it on my social media, so you already know who I am. But let's do it anyway. My name is Levi Clay, and this evening we will be having a great time listening to some music, listening to John Petrucci's new music, getting a feel for what the album's all about. I'm going to make some notes about the album while I'm doing it, and we're going to talk about it. This is a kind of like a crossover content style, right? So I love the idea of these listening parties, and I've seen some other YouTubers who will remain nameless that have started to do listening party streams, and they're literally just streaming the album over YouTube, right? That's not legal. You can't do that. That's just wrong. You shouldn't do that. That's totally wrong. That's not what this is about. I am going to be listening to the music, but you won't hear it via my stream. If you would like to listen along, there is a link in the description where you can check this album out on Spotify. So please do head on over to the link in the description. Check out the album on Spotify. We'll hit play together. You know, it's gonna. Let me adjust the way this looks. It's gonna look like this. So you're gonna know where we are on the album at any given time. You'll be able to see what track we're on, how far along in the track we are. If for any reason you get disconnected, you'll always be able to catch up. You'll always be able to come back, okay? So click that link in the description. We're going to talk about John Petrucci. And it's been, so Petrucci, he released the single, Terminal Velocity, from this album a few weeks back. And I didn't listen to it. I haven't listened to it. I am going into this completely blind. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. I want this to be a fresh listening experience. And here's the other crossover thing. So it's kind of a reaction video. I'm going to be listening to this album for the first time, and my reaction will be genuine. You know, I haven't pre-listened to this, to sort of the classic YouTube reaction channel thing where I know exactly all these motherfuckers that do reaction videos to Devin Townsend, his EMG videos, right? Like, they've watched it before. They know exactly what's happening. They know it's going to be good content. As soon as Devin starts singing, they're going to go, we won't get any of that here. I mean, we might get some of that here, but if we do, it'll be genuine. So, yeah, John Petrucci has released a new album. The record is called Terminal Velocity. Let me bring that up for you so you can see it. 9 songs. It's going to be just shy of an hour. And yeah, I'm legitimately looking forward to this. For those unaware, you might know me for lots of different reasons, for making lots of different types of content here on YouTube, writing books on country guitar and slide guitar, and I've been doing blues columns for magazines, and I've got blues products out, etc., right? I grew up on rock and metal, right? I love rock and metal. I love progressive. One of my favorite bands in the world is Symphony X still. Dream Theater were the biggest influence on me for the longest period of time. So influential, in fact. I have a terrible Dream Theater tattoo. So I'm legitimately a huge fan of Dream Theater, legitimately massively influenced by John Petrucci. Maybe not so much in how I play now, but to understate how important John's playing and educational approach to music, how to understate how big a deal that was for me growing up would be ridiculous. I can't ignore how important John is in my development as a player. So I thought it would be really cool to do this video listening to the new record. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get into that, though, as always, I'm just going to run my credits. As always, massive thank you to my supporters over on Patreon. Some of my supporters over on Patreon names are scrolling here. If you would like to check me out on Patreon, there is a link in the description. This channel is, of course, fan-funded, which is awesome. If you want to support me, you can do so for as little as $1. But if you want to pay more, you can get more, Download tabs that I put up on Patreon, or get your name in the credits, join my monthly study club stream, or even have a monthly private lesson with me, which, that's great use of anyone's time, right? If that doesn't suit, alternatively, you can check out one of my books. There's some of them there. Again, links below. Check them out on Amazon. There's lots of books. You may find something that you enjoy. And if you do, awesome. Great way to support the channel. Cool. So let's see who is online. That's the other thing to point out, right? As I'm doing this, I am always reading the comments. So we've got, what's this? SSEP? Damn. Thought I had a ghost. Was opening another tab. That would have been horrifying, right? If you're just sitting there doing something and like you've got this open ready to stream later, and you're just doing things, and then suddenly Levi starts shouting at you, "Motherfucker!" I mean, I do shout other things other than that. There's me demonetized immediately, right? Hello, Joel. Hello, fellow musicians. James Taylor, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Lucas, how's it going? Matthias, hello. Yeah. You pretend they like shit when they don't, when really all they're doing is chasing views. You could easily argue that that's what I'm doing here. Right? I'm chasing views by talking about something that's relevant. Sure, this is relevant content, but it's something I'm legitimately excited about. I actually started these listening party streams. The first one I ever did was when Ozzy's last album came out, Ordinary Man. I live streamed me listening to that for the first time, and I had so much fun doing it. And I engaged with everybody in the comments so much that I just was like, well, let me do some more of these because these are fun. So I'm doing these for fun more so than anything. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to listen to an album that I've never heard before. And that's exactly what this is, an album that I've never heard before. So that's cool. Should react to Kingdom. Yeah, I should, shouldn't I? I actually did do a reaction video a long time ago. I did a reaction to a reaction video, and it was literally me just ridiculing the person that was doing the reaction. Because sometimes, spoilers, I can be a bit of an asshole. But, you know, such is life. What are you going to do about it? So, Joel says, my bands are Black Sabbath, Slayer, Creator, and Rammstein. Cool. Pete Morris, how's it going, mate? I saw your post, actually, about this album today, so I thought you'd probably tune in for this, man. Gabriel Fareed, hello, how's it going? There was two names there rather than one. Yeah, how's it going? You guys rock. Right. I'll give it a couple of minutes before I start the album, give people a chance to get this going. What I would ask is if you are watching this stream and you think that it's going to be fun, share it on social media, get it posted on Facebook, Twitter, Reddit. Oh, I have a question for you as well, actually. Let me just try some of my drink, though, because this stream is not officially brought to you by, but I found this nice drink. Look at this. Look. Fentimans Victorian Lemonade. Very good. Ooh, very sharp. Lovely. I feel like Arnold plays guitar. Of course, he'd drink beer, but he's much cooler than I am. Yeah, so the question I had for everybody is, what's your feelings on Twitch? I can, multi-stream. I could stream to multiple places at once. And I'm getting all these, this talk that Twitch is the place to be streaming. I like YouTube, but of course, do any of you guys watch stuff on Twitch? Is that somewhere I should be putting a little bit of effort into streaming to? Because it's not really a problem for me to do that. It just, the concept of sitting on the concept of sitting on Twitch isn't something that really appeals to me as a person, but of course that doesn't mean that it doesn't appeal to some of you guys. I don't get the idea of watching other people do things, but evidently people are really into that type of thing. So David says he must confess he's already listened, but he liked it. Got a few standout tracks that I like. Want to listen more, see what sticks out. And Joel is drinking Bavarian beer. Good taste, sir. Very good taste, sir. I'm not enough of a drinker to be drinking on streams, you know what I mean? I'm looking around to see if I've got anything even remotely alcoholic near me, and no. Unfortunately, it's not my thing, drinking. It's not my thing because it is my thing. If you have the misfortune of being at a live event that I'm at, the evening's going to come around, and I'm going to go, you know what, I'm going to have a drink tonight, and then all hell breaks loose. I'll still be drinking like midday the next day, whilst everyone's dead, and you don't want that because I'm a nightmare when I have a drink. I'm not Andy James. Don't worry, I'm not a lunatic, but yeah, I turn into a demon. A very talkative demon. Right, so, I know, you're probably not really thinking of me as being, Pete Morris, he's got experience of me drinking. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a countdown to playing this album. So one more time, please do go into the description. I've actually put a little text explanation of what a listening party is and how it works in that text description. I'm really struggling with this because at some point during this stream, somebody is going to join us. They're going to sit here for a minute. They're going to go, why can't I hear the music? And they're going to leave. And that's such a shame. I want to be able to reach out to those people and have them understand what this is. This is a copyright-friendly stream, and these things should be really... I don't just mean mine. This isn't my concept that I own. I don't know if anyone else does them. but everybody should be doing these. Big YouTube channels should be doing these because it's just a great way to engage with people. They're so much fun, but most importantly, if I'm tiny, I've got a tiny YouTube channel, right? But if Jared Dines went on YouTube and did a stream like this and said, right, I'm going to listen to this album, you guys all stream it with me, we'll listen, we'll have fun, we'll hang out, right? That would be thousands, hundreds of thousands of people all running to Spotify to stream an artist's album, right? It'd be great fun, and the artist would make a ton of money. Maybe not a ton of money because it's Spotify, but they'd make something. You know what I mean? Great idea. I hope that they spread. Just remember that it was my idea first. I think it was my idea. Right, so I'm going to give you the countdown, and then I'm going to hit play and check my levels are all okay. Make sure that I'm listening on my computer and it doesn't randomly start streaming to my kitchen. That would be bad. Checking levels. Everything should be okay. Right, so I'll give you a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enjoy. I was worried nothing was happening there, but it's a slow fade in. Of course, it's Portnoy on drums. Petrucci loves his melodies with the open strings in. I mean, it sounds like Petrucci. I like the major tonality. It's kind of cool. Not crazy on that tone. Lots of energy to the tracks. Nice. The mix isn't too bad. Not overpowering rhythm guitar parts. Who plays bass on this? Let's have a look. Hang on. It's probably someone like Dave LaRue, isn't it? It is Dave LaRue, yeah. I like that melody. Mixed by Andy Sneap. Again, those open strings, Petrucci's just fucking all over those open strings. Ah, Mr. Shadrick's online. How's it going, Jason? This is going to maybe sound silly, but maybe some people will agree. It's kind of got like a sci-fi Steve Morse vibe. Now, of course, we know Steve Morse is a big influence on Petrucci. You always have everything coming up, Jason. Oh, nice chord change. Sweet. Yeah, I'd be very, very surprised if Portnoy learned programmed parts note by note. Don't see that at all. Because if you were going to do that, why have Portnoy play, you know? And it would have made the project just infinitely more complicated for Portnoy. Those open strings. That open string, open G string, right? Open D string. So I also described this as like a sci-fi Steve Morse, but it's also like a progressive Andy James with major key stuff. I like that little chord in there. It's a nice chord progression. Still new ideas even at the end. You know, it's cool. Yeah, I like that. That was good. That was, you know, lots of melodies, really cool parts, cool chords, cool chord changes in there. Good production. I like that. I can't really criticize that. Maybe an overuse of open strings, but that's John Petrucci loves that thing. So, okay, The Odd Father. So when I listen to that intro, it reminds me of something, which is the criticism that people often give for VPICs, right, is that they make too much. They make noise when you pluck the string, right? And I've always said all picks make noise when you pluck the string. Of course they do. You can hear it in that intro. But that intro is this is what we do when we want a mandolin player, but we don't play mandolin. Okay, so this is a lot more Dream Theory. Yeah, time signature changes. Trademark Petrucci tone, you know. It's like progressive thrash type drumming. I like this type of stuff. It's about as Dream Theater as it gets. Yeah. There's a lot to be said for that, where you can play a melody like that and end on the final note and be confident enough to not have to shake and put shit tons of vibrato on it. throwing in all those interesting chord changes. I like that. Definitely don't like this as much as the first track, though. The biggest shame I think about this is unless Petrucci gets invited to do like the G3 tour, which of course is always a high possibility, right? He's never going to be going out touring this album, is he? Let's be real. So, John, what do you want to do this summer? I was really thinking of going out and doing a tour with my solo project. Are you sure? Because we could book a big tour with Dream Theater. Yeah, I think I'll go out solo. I guess guitar clinics, but I don't know the last time Petrucci was doing guitar clinics. There's the turbo tremolo picking. It's a cool phrase. Love those open G strings, right? In the middle of all of that. Loves an open string, does our John. So we have a comment here, 0% wankery in this track. I assume that means in relation to terminal velocity, because that solo was pretty wanky. But this is cool, very melodic. Hello, Hendrix bend. I can't do that bend. Open string. Harmonica lick. I feel it's a shame that it's mixed that way, actually, because that rhythm, the rhythm section there is playing something really cool, but it feels very distant. Yeah. High note felt a bit off there. That's a great little exercise there. I'm sure it's a musical motif, but that's the sort of thing that if you're a shredder, you want to practice that section. That's a nice arpeggio section. I would actually say that arpeggio section there is probably the coolest thing so far that you'd want to learn. Petrucci's a great rhythm player. Yeah, I don't think overall. I don't think that song was quite as good as Terminal Velocity, but I did really like that arpeggio section in there. Happy Song. Oh, well, I find this insulting. If you're going to make a song called Happy Song, at least make it in a minor key, just to take you by surprise. I'll come up with a better song name than Happy Song. I don't like that lead guitar part over the top. It's mixed like it's a lead part. Very in focus, and I feel it's more of a layered part, like a texture that you'd put over the chords. So this sounds like pop punk. Nah. Don't like this. I was literally going to sing what he did there because it was so obvious where he was going to go with that. Don't like this at all. My wife, her favourite, we always tease her. Her how would you put this? Her sound could be summarised. Her musical taste could be summarised as the American Pie soundtrack, right? This is her all over. I mean, I know that there is a new American Pie movie coming out. It's nice to see that John Petrucci's been putting in the effort to write some of the soundtrack for it. I don't like that lead part. No. This could be like Bowling for Soup. This might as well be a Bowling for Soup song. That doesn't make me happy. See what I mean about... So the lead guitar parts there, they're mixed lower. It's like their textural stuff on top of the chunky rhythm stuff. The chorus in this isn't bad. The melody's strong. I just think that... no. Nice chorus, but definitely not a fan of the rest of that. Sum 41, yeah, that's one of my wife's favourite bands. I saw some Rick, Dana, please look at the description of the video. I knew it was going to happen. Well done. Someone send Rick a prize. Yeah, nah. Get this song right in the bin. Okay, so I didn't really check song lengths. They're all relatively long, 6-minute type things. So he's written here a pop punk song, an American Pie soundtrack song, but twice the length of it. There are the open strings. But that that could be a Green Day vocal melody there as well. Still kind of fun to hear it for the first time, you know. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I think these listening party streams should be really fun. And they are. When you guys are getting involved in the comment section, it makes a difference. Now, of course, we've got to throw a harmony on it. Yeah, okay. I didn't like that song. The arpeggio section towards the end of Oddfather is still winning in terms of like the thing that you would want to learn from this album. Okay, moving on to Gemini. There's our open string lick. Can someone help Don out? Don Vanco. How's it going, dude? Thank you for tuning in. There's a link in the description. Stream the album on Spotify with us. Listen to it. You can see where we are, what song we're on. Talk about it, have fun. This feels a little bit exercisey. Not the worst, though. This isn't a Clint Strong. Clint doesn't really have any music. Grinding bass part there. Oh, that's annoying, Don. Sorry. I guess that's the problem with me doing a stream like this right as the album gets released. Exercisey, wanky. I think there's a difference between the two things. Wanky is doing something to show people what you can do, whereas exercisey is doing something that sounds like you're practicing. This is cool. Okay, you're in. Sweet. Well, as you can see, we're 2 minutes into Gemini. I like this. This section's nice. Hello? A melodic minor in there. See, someone gets it. The fact that you're doing this through Spotify, supporting the artist. The whole point is I want 100,000 people watching this stream and 100,000 people streaming this album. I know people that would just... I could do it, look. I could play you the music as easily as that. But it wouldn't be right. Again, open strings. Oh. Okay. That took a turn. Nice. This is the sort of thing you expect to hear on a Kiko Loureiro record. This is Petrucci showing off one of his other big influences, right? His Al Di Meola influence. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Again, that might be the new thing. That might overtake the arpeggio bit in Oddfather as the bit to learn. I should really be making some notes of this because I'm going to do a video immediately after this, just giving you... So for people that don't want to watch, me doing this for however long I'm doing this for... Oh, there's our open strings. That's the exercisey lick, you know. We've got to do the Steve Morse thing, which is putting chromatic passing tones in. Oh yeah, Vinnie Moore did that. Vinnie Moore loved doing that. It was more the kind of Latin inspired percussion that came in that made me think of Di Meola. Okay. You got to think of open strings like this, right? It's just an extra way to get more notes in. This eyebrow's out of control. That guitar does not sound good clean. That is not a good clean guitar tone. At all. Sorry if I ruined Petrucci for everybody. This guitar does not sound good. To be fair though, this did come out of the blue, and the song is called Out of the Blue. Hello? That's what it needed. Yeah, Tend to Surrender. It's got that vibe to it. Blues with a metal bass tone. You know, it sounds like a guitar with the volume rolled down and the tone rolled a bit down, which is not different. Which is not the same as using like a jazz guitar for something like that, or as Pete just points out, a Strat. The lead guitar tone's nice though. Melody's cool, fits the chord changes really well. Takes you by surprise. Oh, it's not where you expect that to go. It's nice. It feels like it's going somewhere, and I like that. It's totally unexpected for I wouldn't expect Petrucci to come up with something like this, and it's very cool. Nice. This would fit on like a Gary Moore record, or Josh Smith. Philip Sace. And it's interesting to hear how Petrucci plays around the fact that he doesn't have what you would call traditional blues chops. Look at Petrucci playing all these outside licks. Very cool. Cool. Nice. It's what it needed. Change your feel. There's some. That chord's. I don't think that's the right one, but. Sorry, that was me laughing at Don's comment, listening to it at 3 times speed later. Honestly, I think I like this song. I do. I don't like the guitar tone in that intro, but just think back to how this song started. This has been a journey. It's taken you from somewhere to somewhere totally different. And yeah, so Crawford's right. Like, he got bored of the blues, but that's, to me, all part of the journey. It's not like he's not playing blues stuff over a blues chord progression. The song has gone somewhere else. Also, to be fair, I could criticize it, because one of the things I criticize on solo albums is when artists feel the need to do a song that's clearly like just a showcase of what they're capable of, and I mean genre wise. Okay, Glassy-eyed Zombies. We down to a B there? Yeah, of course you're going to have that Petrucci 4478. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. He loves that. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's like his trademark. So if you compare the mix of that to the mix on Oddfather, the riffs, the rhythm section in this is mixed much higher than it was in Oddfather. In this one, I feel the rhythm guitar is maybe a bit loud. It's just detracting from the lead just a bit, but 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2. Why every time I do the count does he then do the bar 4? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 4, 7, 8, 4, 4, 4, 4. Of course, shouldn't be overthinking the music. What do we make of this track? This feels more about the vibe rather than the melody. It comes from more of that rock and metal perspective, where it's a riff in B, so we'll play using stuff in B over it, rather than, say, Terminal Velocity, whereby there was a chord progression and he was playing a melody that went through those chord changes. We're getting chord changes here, cool, but I'm not crazy on the verse, if you want to call it a verse. That doesn't mean I dislike the song, though. It's just Terminal Velocity really grabbed me. That was a cool tune. Horror movie soundtrack, yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that with in terms of song names. Oddfather is lots of odd time signatures and riffy. The intro was also that kind of faux mandolin Godfathery type thing. Happy Song was a happy song. Not sure the reference that you could give for Gemini. Out of the Blue was very out of the blue, and this is our Glassy-eyed zombies. I've got to say, if Snake in My Boot isn't a cover of something from Toy Story, I will be furious. Furious. That's not human. This is very Andy James. Maybe a bit exercisey. Naming instrumental tracks is hard here. So if I had to describe this song, I think I'm right in saying that there were a bunch of songs from this that were musical things that he was doing when he was playing G3 many years ago. I'm right in saying that, and I'm sure Glassy-eyed Zombies is something that is older in terms of his compositional history. It sounds that way. That sounds like old John Petrucci to me. And when it comes to naming instrumental tunes, you can just give them. So my instrumental album, I named all of the tunes with in jokes based on the person that I was playing on the track with. The track with Martin Miller, I called it Follow the Route, because we used to laugh about Theodore Ziras in one of his instructional things where he was talking about how to play over changes. He was just constantly saying, follow the route, follow the route. And I would tell you why the track with Jack Gardner is called The Miner, but you don't want to hear that story. That makes one of us sound like a paedophile, so I probably should tell the story. It's miner as in, pickaxe miner. Oh, maybe a little bit generic, this song, and that worries me because it's 7.5 minutes long. I wish the keyboards, I'm sure it's keyboards in there, were brought up just a little bit. Because it kind of has that power trio sound to it, right? Big bass, big guitar, big drums, but it's not a power trio, is it? There's more layers in there. So just fleshing that out with the harmony a little bit would be kind of cool. I mean, he's thrown in some chord tricks, you know, classic songwriting. But yeah, this is probably, well, no, Happy Song is definitely the skipper. I mean, I'm baffled that I'm going to say this, right? But obviously, Terminal Velocity is probably the strongest song so far. But I think the close second is actually Out of the Blue, and it would maybe be the top one if it wasn't for that bad guitar tone in the intro. But that makes sense, you know. Like Petrucci doesn't have a long history of dialing in that sort of guitar tone. This album was mixed and mastered by Andy Sneap. Again, not somebody that's known for that. You could have had like Carver Hayen do a cover of that, and it would just be ridiculous. There was an open string in there. I like Blink-182 and I like Sum 41. One of my favourite bands is The Offspring. It didn't have that much of an Offspring vibe, but I do like that music, but just very strange to have that vibe, but then a, you know, instrumental guitar thing played over the top of it. Da, 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 da. Oh. Sitting on that six, the sixth. Da, 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 da. I'm still holding out hope that Snake in My Boot is a Toy Story cover. That was cool. Oh. Gone into Petrucci mode. Credit where credit is due. It's progressive. It's prog music because it's got that sense. Literally, there's a sense of progression in the song. It's going somewhere. It's doing something. This is not where the song began. The track has taken you on a journey. That chord change towards the end there reminds me of Act. It better be a fucking Toy Story cover. I'm glad we agree. So, guys, I'm going to post up a link to my Discord server. If you want to continue this conversation. Come and join us on Discord. Oh, that's a good... Okay, that's fair, yeah. Silence followed by Deafening Roar. Been a long time since I heard that record. Long, long time. What's that, 2009, maybe? That album come out in 2009? Get Out My Yard was... maybe 2007. Get Out My Yard was 2006. And then it was Silence. It's a great name for an album as well. That's got Norwegian cowbell on it, hasn't it? Okay, Snake in My Boot. Toy Story, come on, come on. Come on, do it. Look, I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Okay, I've gone into like 80s hair metal band. That's strange. How's it going, the damn 09? I've got a friend in all of you. The problem with my videos is there's no sign of intelligent life anywhere. Okay, we're a quarter of the way through the song. There's been no lead guitar yet. Strange choice. So it's riffy. You know what this feels like? This feels like the sort of thing that he maybe would have played in like a solo section on a live gig. Human Greed. Oh, Metallica, yeah. Guys, I've got to be honest. I don't think this song has anything to do with Toy Story. I'm devastated. I love those offbeat hi-hat. Just gives it that disco vibe, right? Back on the beat. Just feels like hearing someone jam over a backing track. Not really for me. I just laugh when he does something fast like that. It's just like, crazy. Now's your chance. I hear some laughing in the background, but there's no Toy Story. Not even a sample. There's a snake in my boot. Maybe even just get Tom Hanks in on it. Have him do a voiceover. Oh, I see. So this is what happens when you have a snake in your boot. You run like fuck. So it felt like it just went from A to B. There wasn't really any hooks in there. Temple of Circadia. Here we go. That's Portnoy, right? Great riff. I like this. It's a 7-minute journey. Last track. I like what Portnoy's doing here. Playing around. Keyboards need to be louder. Oh, they go down. But they do need to be louder. Oh, bring those keyboards up. They should be fucking loud. It's not often I'd say that, but those keyboards need to come right up. This is not a contender for best track on the album, but it's up there. It's a good song. Or good piece of music. Good journey. I'm going to have to pick my 7-string up now, aren't I? They're meant to be together. Careful, you'll end up with erotic fan fiction. Oh, that's brought back memories of the erotic fan fiction of me and Mike. I like it. I mean, this is definitely better than Suspended Animation. This is good. This record, the whole record, it is good. You know, I'd listen to it again. It's good. Driving. This is like driving music. On a long drive. This is so I thought that the track itself, Terminal Velocity, was quite in keeping with the artwork. But yeah, this sounds like, you know, it's no secret Petrucci has a thing for the colour purple. Oh yeah, this on a fretless. Just slide. Just play this on a slide, it'd be cool. Is it just me, or... Yeah, both of those lead parts, they're mixed in the centre. So they feel like they're sat on top of each other, and it's hard to really let them breathe. They should be panned a bit more. Look at me just giving fucking Andy Sneap tips on how to mix. I'm a fucking clown. So it feels like, well, it seems like Petrucci ran out of open string licks 5 songs in, because we've not got a whole lot of them since. Oh, hello. This still does feel like a Dream Theater song, though, so... Oh, wow. That's not where you expect that pulse to be until those drums really lock in. Dave LaRue's really fucking going for it on this, isn't he? Nice. Cool. Very cool. It's doing the right thing, right? Which is, I'm smiling. I'm grinning. So can't say anything bad about it. John, you've got 40 seconds left, mate. Hurry up and play all the notes. We're heading into the last 30 seconds of the album, mate. You better speed up. Play all of the notes. Reminds me of Ron Swanson. Give me all the bacon and eggs you have. No, John. I know what you think you heard there was play me a lot of notes, but what I said was play me all of the notes. There we go. Terminal velocity. 3 seconds. 2, 1. There's a snake in my boot. No, it didn't. Oh, something else started playing. Oh, it's gone on to suspended animation. Cool. So, there we have it. What are my thoughts on that? I liked it. I legitimately liked it. I was grinning from ear to ear throughout the entire thing. There was only a couple of moments that I hated. And when I say a couple of moments, it was really just one, which was Happy Song. I didn't like the first half of The Way Things Fall, and I didn't like the guitar tone at the start of Out of the Blue. But aside from that, I liked it. It was progressive. There was a sense of progression with everything. There was a sense of journey. There was a sense of something going somewhere, taking you on a trip, on an adventure. You could never, ever guess, oh, yeah, this will absolutely stay online, all these listening parties. That's really what these are about. It's about having an online, not an online, like a running commentary that you could play along to one of your favourite albums if you're so inclined to listen to me talking. That's the idea. Like a director's commentary, but not from the director. An asshole's commentary, if you like, but I thought listening party was a better name than asshole's commentary. Yeah, so lots of journey. When the songs were starting, you had no idea where they were going to end up. And the ones that you knew where they would end up, Oddfather, Temple of Circadia, those are Glassy-eyed Zombie. Those ones feel a lot more like Dream Theater songs, which sounds silly because you don't expect that from Dream Theater, to be fair. But yeah, the highlights for me were definitely the songs where it was doing things other than what you expect Dream Theater to do. I thought Terminal Velocity was definitely the best song on there. That was really cool. Very cool. I thought that Out of the Blue was probably my second favourite song. Just purely based on the constant surprise that it kept giving me. It kept just doing stuff out of the blue. Excuse the deliberate pun that Petrucci went for there. Yeah, kind of cool. Cool record. I liked there was a very cool arpeggio section towards the end of Gemini that was worth learning. There was a very cool arpeggio section towards the end of Oddfather that was worth learning. There was a very cool lesson that should be learned from Happy Song, which is never, ever listen to Happy Song. I'm just going to keep reiterating that point. I was disappointed by Snake in My Boot because there was no reference to Toy Story, which is such a shame, other than the title, of course. Yeah, The Way Things Fall, like I said, I didn't like the way it started, but I liked where it went. Do I listen to any Indian metal bands? I don't really listen to metal bands anymore, to be honest. I'm gonna butcher your name here. Aniruddha? Is that Aniruddha? Looks about right. Sorry. But no, I don't. I can't say I have any experience in the Indian metal scene. I know there's a massive metal scene in India. I've got friends that are playing metal bands over here, and they love going over to India and playing because they're always talking about how great a metal scene there is in India. But yeah, the metal scene's just not really something that I'm all that into anymore, to be honest. I listened to this album today because it feels like nostalgia to listen to John Petrucci, Yeah, great riffs on Temple of Circadia. Very cool. I liked it. Loudon guitar. I would love to do these for growing artists, but to be completely honest with you, no, I'm not going to say no one, but 34 people are watching this stream right now, and the people that watch my streams probably know about the up and coming artists that I talk about because I talk about them all the time. What would be fucking great is if someone like Jared Dines started doing streams like this, showcasing unknown artists. If big YouTube channels were doing these types of things, and thousands of people were going to Spotify to check out an artist, putting some money in that artist's pocket, that would be cool. Oh, the Haken album. I've been wanting to do a listening party for that. Obviously, I've not done a listening party. I've been very demotivated with YouTube just recently. I've not been the best mentally. I've been having a rough couple of months, to be honest. So I've not really been putting much thought into doing listening parties, but I had a lot of fun today. And it was a lot of fun, not just because I was excited to listen to the album, but because of your interaction. Everybody interacting. That's what makes these streams the best. That's what makes me look forward to doing these. There's nothing worse than doing a listen party stream and just having two people commenting back and forward. More people watching but not engaging. Like, your engagement is what makes these so fun. We'll have to tune into more of these streams. Really fun. Awesome. Thank you very much. Well, as always, I'll come back in a second. Casey Roberts is very much on my list. Don't worry about that. That'll fucking come. As always, if you have enjoyed this stream, well, I'd like it if you'd hit that subscribe button. That is a huge fucking help. An even bigger help is to share my channel with your friends. Share it with your enemies. Share it on social media. I just hit my third of the way goal. I'm just at the 33,333 subscribers today. So I'm 1/3 of the way to getting that plaque. I'd like that plaque, and I'd like it to have it at some point, maybe not have to wait 20 years for it. So if you could help the channel grow, it is all very much appreciated. If you don't want to do that, cool, you can subscribe on Patreon, support the channel for as little as $1, get loads of cool stuff in return, or alternatively, you can check out one of my books, links in the description below. Please do check one out. They all keep the channel going, they all put food on my family's table, and all of that stuff is very much appreciated. So let's have a look. Okay, so John Ash says, who did the keyboards on this album? Let's have a look. It just says Petrucci was guitars and production, Portnoy was drums, Dave Lurie was bass, James Meslin was recording, and Andy Sneap was mixing and mastering. So I guess we assume Petrucci. We have to assume Petrucci, just under the production heading. Who knows, though? Substitute you, respect your channel more. Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad. Like, integrity's always been really fucking important to me, believe it or not. I say what I think. What do they say? They say, I say what I mean and I mean what I say. I say what I believe in, and I'll stick to my guns on the things I believe in, and violating people's copyright isn't a good thing to do, so I won't do that. It wouldn't be fair use to stream people's music, so I'm not going to do that. And because of that, other channels that do just, essentially just stream other people's music via Spotify on their live streams get a lot more fucking viewers than me. But I'm not gonna lower myself to it. So, God Levi listening to God Petrucci. I had Connor, my friend Connor, sent me a gift just recently. It was he sent me some cherry Coke. I talked about it on the Guitar Souls podcast, and it wasn't delivered to Levi Clay. It was delivered to Levi, as in Lee. New name, VAI, Levi. That's me, apparently. Well known for being a big Steve Vai fan. Did I make a listening party for Kiko's new album? I haven't actually done one, but I will do one. I was emailing with Kiko just yesterday. We were supposed to do an interview for my channel as part of me doing that whole month on Kiko that I did. But he's off in Nashville as of this week, I think, doing the new Megadeth album. So he said we can do one towards the end of middle or end of September, but it will need to be on a Sunday. And he also wants me to transcribe all 4 of his other albums. 4 albums? No Gravity, Universo Inverso, Full Blast. Is it just 3? I'm sure there's 4. Or is it 4 including the new one? Yeah, Full Blast, Universo Inverso, No Gravity. So 3 albums. So I'm going to be transcribing all 3 of Kiko's albums, and as part of that, I think I'll probably do listening parties of all of them, and then we'll do the massive hangout with Kiko and do a live, maybe a live hang, but maybe just a filmed interview. So the Kiko stuff will come. There was the comment about Casey Roberts listening party. I'm absolutely doing a Casey Roberts and the Live Revolution listening party. Part of the listening party thing is listening to cool music that I've not heard before, but also introducing you guys to really, really fucking cool bands. Hang on, what do you mean he has 5? So what have we got? We've got Full Blast. Neural Code isn't really a Kiko album, is it? Universo Inverso, No Gravity. I could just check the email. I'll tell you what I'm transcribing. Give me a second. Where's Kiko? Oh, no shit. Sound of Innocence. Sound of Innocence. Yeah, okay. So I've got to do No Gravity, Universo Inverso, Sound of Innocence, and Full Blast. So I'll be transcribing 4 more Kiko albums, which will be that'll be fun. Got lots of fucking transcriptions to be doing at the moment. I'm doing 4 Josh Smith albums. I've got to do the Andy James, new Andy James album. I don't know how I'm going to get it all fucking done, to be completely honest, but what you'll see is a massive deterioration in my mental health over the next couple of months while I completely drive myself insane panicking about hitting deadlines for people, but such is life. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head. I'm going to film a video now, a proper video, a normal YouTube video, just doing a review of that album, telling people that I did this live stream. It was a great time. Tell people what I think about it and encourage them to go listen to the record because it was fun. I'll listen to it again. I want to say that I'm going to listen to it before I do this video. I don't want to do that because the album's so fresh in my mind right now, and I just want to do a 10-minute talk about it. So I'm going to head off and do that. But thank you so much for tuning in. It really does mean a lot. I had a lot of fun, and it wouldn't be fun without you guys. So thank you for making this stream enjoyable. I hope that you have enjoyed it as much as I have enjoyed it. Once again, subscribe, tell your friends, join me on Patreon. Check out my books, all of that good stuff. You guys absolutely fucking rock. I will see you for another stream very soon. And goodbye.